I'll answer your questions for you guys.
Front row middle. Bill?
Could you assess the play of Denzel Ward, what he's meant to this team and how he played?
Yeah, long tradition, recent tradition, or really long tradition of great corners, and I think there's still a lot of gas in that tank between me and you. I think he's still a very good player, but you know, I expect these last 4 or 5 games to be outstanding. He's getting better and better.
He's very, very fast. Can you characterize just how fast he is?
Elite fast. You know, he's a whatever, I want to say 4.3 guy, and he's once again, we've been very blessed. They're hard to find, man, corners that can run like that. We've had starting with Roby, Eli, you know, Marshawn, Gary on.
I'm sorry, third row left. Dan?
Urban, J.K. Dobbins wasn't on the field for those 3 touchdown drives in the fourth quarter. He wasn't on the second quarter. Were you any concerns about pass protection and having him in a game situation?
No, I don't micromanage that too much. J.K. is one of our best players, and no, not at all.
And for kickoffs, is that still a battle between Neuenberger and Hoville?
Yeah.
Who's going to handle that?
Yeah.
Front row middle. Dave?
Your first 5 years here, none of your starting offensive linemen got hurt, at least for an extended period of time. That changed, obviously, this year with Brandon. But it sounds like Demetrius has stepped in. He's been a champion both weeks. Has there been really no drop-off there from Brandon to Demetrius?
Yeah, what's happened is the culture, we had a dip. We had some misses in the offensive line room. And as a result, the offensive line performance went down, the culture went down, and Stud's done a very nice job rebuilding it, and the culture is very strong right now. And I think leaders drive the culture, and that leads to increased behavior, which improved behavior, which increases great performance. And that room is very strong right now. Strongest has been in a couple of years.
Demetrius was a big-time recruit. I mean, could he be a guy that could, be like an all-Big Ten type player for you guys, you think? Is that like, is it pretty high?
He's starting his 3rd game. Whoa. Let's go beat Iowa.
Yeah.
But I'm very proud of him. And he's you know, I'm just proud of that culture right now. That's the way that room should be. If you remember back in the day now, that was the best offensive line in America. And it dropped.
Third row right. Nick?
A lot of times when Ohio State goes on the road, you have a scenario where you oftentimes have as many fans as the home team does. When you get into a stadium like that, does that have any real effect on a game when you guys see that? Sure.
That won't happen this game. Iowa's got a rich tradition, a lot like Nebraska, where, you know, I don't imagine there'll be some Buckeye fans, but these kind of places, unless it's changed. I remember being there years ago, and that's a strong tradition, and we're anticipating a really Big Ten crowd.
Far left. Matt?
Just talk a little about Iowa defensively. Their numbers are pretty good. What do you see? What jumps out at you?
Toughness, one of the best middle linebackers I've seen in a while. I don't want to stereotype a player, but he's an Iowa linebacker. You know, I've coached against him probably the first time as a head coach at the Outback Bowl, and I think his name is Greenway, great football player, and he's a stereotypical Iowa football player. It's very systematic the way they do their business, and he's, you know, just a very rugged defensive line, and they're very good.
Second row right. Tony?
Johnnie Dixon after last year, almost gave up football. Have you talked to him since the season started about that decision?
Sure. Talked to him. Well, we called his high school coach, Jack Daniels, the other night. Classic name, Jack Daniels. Actually called him on, I want to say Monday night he came in, and we called him up, and Jack's been a friend of mine for many, many years, and Johnny's a great feel-good story because he just persevered. It was awful. And you know, unless you walked in those man's shoes to, you know, have all this hype coming out of high school and just not be able to perform, and then you start feeling sorry for yourself, etc. So great storyline, and no one ever gave up on him, and never gave up on himself. It's hard.
Far left, front row. Doug?
Urban, we talk about so many things with JT that he does as a quarterback. In the fourth quarter, just in terms of like pure arm strength, making throws in tough windows that you had to rip, what did you see from him just in terms of that raw part of it?
Elite. I just think Ryan Day has done such a good job with him. You know, I watched the drill work he does. I watched the when you And we do it. So this is the drill, this is the play, this is the situation where you're going to use that drill. And it's over and over and over. So I just think the two of them working so good together.
And I don't know, there's ebbs and flows to a season. Can you, a big win like this, can you be up every week, or is there a natural over 12 games that it's hard to sustain where you were in
Very
the fourth
hard.
quarter against Penn State? So
And
what do you do now?
that's leaders, and it's that whole culture within the program. And, you know, it's not what you're going to say in pregame locker room. It's not what you're going to say at halftime. It's the training and development, leadership training and investment. If you're really, really invested, it's hard to have one of those. And I'd like to think we're very invested. You're in November, and you're competing for the Big Ten Conference.
And last couple of questions, front row right, Tim?
Yeah, Urban, number one, is Pierce Campbell still questionable?
Yes.
For this? Yeah, so he probably will not play Saturday?
I didn't say that.
Oh, okay, and I'm just asking.
Questionable.
KJ Hill went in for him last week and filled not just the obviously hybrid back, but the return game, et cetera. What did you see out of him from a stepping up standpoint in a big game that buoys you?
Yeah, he was tremendous. He's one of our better players. You know, he's really developed, really matured. He's a guy that has ball skills that are 10 out of 10. I know he dropped the ball Saturday, and he's very spatial aware. I mean, he understands football. You know, so he's just a very good player.
Yeah. And you know, you were once drafted, baseball draftee, and which would make you probably like an old timer club type guy now. But who do you like in the World Series tonight?
I don't know where the hell you're going to go with that. We're playing Iowa. I don't.
Do you even know who's playing?
Dodgers and Dodgers, Houston.
Yeah.
Who am I going to pick? I don't know.
Final questions. Front row right here, Austin.
Urban, is there an amount of penalties in a game that's acceptable to a coach?
No. I've never been over the top about, you know, self-inflicted one drives me nuts, but we have a saying around here, 4 to 6 A to B, go as freaking hard as you can. Every once in a while things happen. That's certainly not condoning it, and, you know, it's one penalty is too much, but things happen. Thanks, guys.
Great, thank you.